You are in your 30s, 40s, or even 50s, and deep down you know something isn't right because you've worked hard and you did what you were supposed to do, but financially you're not exactly where you thought you would be by now. And the uncomfortable truth is that time is no longer on your side. If you're starting from behind at 40, you don't have 30 years to slowly figure this out. You need a different strategy because doing the same thing and expecting a different result is insanity. Now, I know this because I started very late too. I came to America as an adult immigrant, but I went from a minimum wage salary to building a seven-figure net worth in just 7 years. But not by following traditional financial advice, because traditional financial advice assumes that you started investing at 22 with 40 years of compounding runway. So I had to build a different system specifically for late starters to catch up, to compress time and accelerate result. I put a combination of multiple strategies for people who don't have decades to wait. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what needs to be locked in by 40 financially and the fastest way to catch up if you're starting from zero. Now, let's start with a number that quietly makes a lot of people in their 40s feel sick in their stomach. Conventional advice says that by 40, you should have 3 times your annual salary saved for retirement by 40. So if someone is making $80,000 a year, they're supposed to have 3 times of that or 4 times of that, at most $240,000 invested already. But right now, half of Americans between 35 and 44 have less than $45,000 saved, which means a lot of people watching this video right now probably have kids, mortgage, credit card debts to clean up. So saving money actually feels like a huge challenge. This is real life. But the internet makes it so worse because online it looks like everyone else is winning but you. But the truth is, most people in real world are just normal people trying to figure this out. We're working jobs, raising families, trying to save, trying to do better than last year. Social media completely breaks our perception of how life is supposed to look like. So you start comparing your behind the scenes life to someone else's highlight reels. And that comparison creates something very dangerous. It creates financial paralysis. Most people start thinking, I'm too late. I've already missed the window. What's the point of investing now? But that thinking is what's holding you back. Because being 40 isn't a deadline, it is just a data point. If you're behind, you don't need more shame. You need a focused plan and aggressive action. Starting late doesn't mean you're finished. It just means that your strategy has to change to catch up on where you started. Because when you are 25, time does most of the work for you. But when you are 40, 35, 50, intensity does the work. Now, here is where you have more advantage. As a late starter, you're earning more money. You make fewer reckless decisions. You understand money better now, and you stop wasting years trying to figure things out. I see this all the time. Someone turns 39 and suddenly there's a light bulb that comes up where they start thinking, okay, this is the point where I need to get serious with my money. This happens all the time. This happened with me at 37. So we finally understand the stakes. And once that mental shift happens, progress can actually accelerate very quickly. But the first step isn't investing. I see people jump straight into investing. The first step is something way more simpler. Get the foundation right for where you are as a late starter, and it would hold everything together. Without the basics, without the foundation, forget about building anything because it will collapse if you start investing first. Life will happen and you will sell off your investment at a loss and reset right back to zero. This is why I'm hosting my first free hands-on workshop where I work with you to create a personalized money system that will help you move closer to your financial freedom. Just 1 hour and you will have clarity and a system that you wish you had 5 years ago. Here is your basics. Stopping the financial bleeding. Most people think their problem is income, but when they actually go through their bank statements carefully, they discover something very surprisingly, a pattern. Money has been leaking out quietly for years. Impulse purchases that didn't add real value to your life. Giving from a place of scarcity because you're too scared to say no. Recurring charges that no one noticed. And when most people finally go through the 3 months of that statement carefully, they usually find $300 to even $1,000 per month disappearing. Money that could have been building wealth over the years for you. That moment is often a wake up call because you suddenly realize that you don't necessarily need a completely different life. You need a different money system tailored for where you're starting at, not for someone that started at 22 years old. Number two, the reality of debt. This is where many people in their 40s are still stuck. Credit card, car loans, student loans, personal loans, all financial decisions that keep following them as they go through life. And if you're carrying a credit card balance month to month, that math is brutal because 20% interest quietly works against you every single day, no matter how much you're saving. There's really no point investing and making 6% compound interest every year when you are losing 20% a month on credit card loans, when you're losing 12% a month on car loans or student loans, you're bleeding money out, but you're trying to invest and making 6% when you're bleeding out 3, 4, 5 times what you're making. It is not wise to invest just to make 8% interest when you are bleeding 20, 30% interest every month from credit cards. The turning point, once you plug the leak and get rid of the high interest debt, then all the extra money from the leaks and the extra money from the credit cards that you used to pay, put that together and build your 6 months savings in a high yield savings account. When you're done with that, then you can start investing. I have ran this system for 7 years now. And through this system, I was able to build a 7 figure network with a very strong foundation that can hold that 7 figures without it crumbling. This is the optimal order if you want to keep moving forward instead of moving 8% forward with investment and 20% backward that drags you back with credit card loans. The moment you have this in place, you will notice something very dramatic. You don't have to have $1 million. The moment you have this system working, the shame will disappear, the panic will disappear, and you'll start thinking differently from I'm behind to I am fixing it, I am working on it, because that system will pay off your debt. That system will build your 6 months emergency fund. That system will begin to build and compound your investment. That's the system that I have used for 7 years. And if you want my full system that helped me go from minimum wage to 7 figures in 7 years, I am hosting a free 1 hour workshop where I walk you through the account, the automation, the structure, how to protect your money from market loss and grow it completely tax-free. The link to that workshop is in the description and I've pinned it to the top of the comment. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you in the next video.